This is not a joke. This is not a drill. The podcast has begun. This is the real thing. This is what the rehearsals were for. Your podcast listening rehearsals. Put your earbuds in, but don't press play on anything. Just imagine a conversation between two people in your head. And doctors say it's good for you to do that. It's good if you're hearing voices. I don't know how to start the podcast. I don't want to do it. There's no podcast this week, because I couldn't figure out how to start it. I had ideas for everything that was going to happen, but you're not going to get that because I haven't started it yet. It's like, how can you go inside of a room if the door hasn't been built yet? Not a great metaphor because there would just be a hole-shaped opening in the room. If anything, it would actually be easier to get into the room. If you think about it, doors make our lives harder. You should be able to roam freely between rooms. It's a human invention, and humans said, I don't want to be able to move so freely through space. I need to confine myself. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think, honestly, we should all just get rid of our doors. It's time for humanity to take the next step. Into the bathroom without that pesky door getting in the way. Unfortunately, that can't happen on our timeline because our timeline is controlled by Big Door. They're actually the reason there are doors between the timelines in the first place. So you can't visit any alternate versions of you because there's big invisible doors that separate all the universes. You didn't know that? Go watch some Marvel superhero shit. That'll explain it to you. Let's face it, they're not for adults. I mean, if you're an adult and you're into Marvel, it's fine, but manage your expectations, I guess. Don't go online to complain about it. It's just to make money. People have to have money to live. And some people make fake movies that aren't real. Movies that have Gal Gadot. I don't think that's how you say her name, but I choose to believe it is. In my timeline, that's how we say it. You don't gotta watch that slop. You can listen to, something intellectual, like a podcast about, nothing. It's all I could think of for an idea to make a podcast. I was like, what if the idea was that I don't have an idea at all? I guess it's something. I mean, what exactly it is a polarizing question to ask. A lot of people think the podcast is bad and it's not respectful of the current regime, administration. And so it should be taken off the airwaves. The other side believes that my voice sucks and they don't like listening to it. Those are pretty much the two camps. I just made all that up. That's not real. Nobody listens to the podcast. So there can't be groups of nobody. You would think the same principle would apply of a show about nothing adding up to being something. But apparently having 0 listeners doesn't add up. It never adds up to more than 0. You can keep adding 0 as many times as you want. A lot of early Greek mathematicians, they weren't sure yet if 0 plus 0 always equaled 0. And they thought, what if there was another 0? And one guy named Heraclitus, he actually added 0 to itself 150,000 times. He carved it in stone. It took 15 years. And spoiler alert, if you haven't caught up on 2,000 years of math, yeah, he just all he had to show for it, goose egg. But now we know. You don't know. People were getting into any kind of old shit in ancient Greece, man. In Plato's Republic, which I'm almost done with, he's kind of giving a 10,000 foot overview of if I were the president of the world, here's how it would go. It would be ruled by philosopher kings. It's convenient that philosopher is also my occupation. That's what I put on my taxes. I put name, Plato. Job, telling people they're wrong. So he says that the adolescents should be brought onto the battlefield. And Glaucon, who he's having the dialogue with, says, I think he says well, what if they get fucking shot and killed? And Socrates, who's actually taking part in the dialogue, says, we'll just put them on horses and get them out of there really quick. If things go south, Just get him on a horse, he'll be fine. So that's what he believed. He could be right. I don't know. But I can't tell if he's correct that philosophers should rule the world, or if he's like the first victim of the Dunning-Kruger effect. Or the, what is it called when you're, smart at one thing and then you mistakenly believe you're an autodidact at everything else. I think it's called the slow unraveling of democracy that's happening before our very eyes. I think that's what you call whatever that disorder is. It's in the news. I don't know if you've read about it or seen it, but I still haven't started the podcast yet, so still waiting on when I'm gonna figure out how to do that. So this part isn't really the podcast. Why is the phone line lighting up? What did I say this time? Hello? Is this the guy who came to install my cable the other day?
This is Galactic Overlord Gargoth.
Gargoth, what was your business with the podcast today, if you don't mind me asking?
What do you mean? I thought I was supposed to be on this week.
Am I misreading my iCal? I don't think Galactic Overlord Gargoth was supposed to be on this week.
Oh. Well, this is the only time I'm available.
Like, usually, when somebody calls, it's like somebody I made a previous reference to. You're just Gargoth. Nobody knows who you are yet. Nobody cares about you. I mean, no offense.
Actually, it was probably my agent's fault. I gotta get a new guy. Zeep-zerp, get over here.
Look, nobody needs to get fired over this. It's really not a big deal. I'll just hang up and we can move on.
The only reason he's even in my life is because we were born from the same larval egg pool.
So how many to an egg pool, if you don't mind me probing? I mean, poor choice of words, but...
What do you mean by that?
No, I mean, like, alien, like, you do stuff to our butts, right?
Our government long ago ended that practice, because it was not woke, a term which we came up with on our own. But in every other way we're unwoke. We're actually all racist at each other. Which is weird now that I think about it because we all look identical.
Well, that's a racist thing to say about your own race. That's self-racism.
Give me one more chance, please. Fine, but you have to stop probing people.
Wait, what? You guys just said you don't probe people. You're saying he probes people?
Look, we're trying to be progressive, but old habits die hard.
I just don't see how anal probing is like a habit. I feel like a habit is like, having the same sandwich for lunch every day. Gargoth, man, I don't know what to tell you. I guess we're just gonna have to reschedule because I don't think this is gonna work. I haven't brought you. You aren't part of the lore yet.
I've been alive for 3,500 years. When do I finally get to be part of the lore?
I don't know, man. It's like you might be well known throughout the galaxy, but Earth is we're stupid. This is the stupid planet, I guess. Alright, how about this for a galactic treaty, okay? I'll have you on the podcast next week in exchange for canceling all off-the-books, unofficial probing that's going on among your civilization to human beings.
You have a deal. I'll just tell you about the impending alien attack next weekend, if you're not too busy.
Oh. We don't really have time for that, like, on Earth right now. There's so much other stuff going on. I think something like that at this point would kind of fly under the radar. I think we would just move on from it.
You would move on from the near extinction of your species.
Yeah, I think it would just trend on Twitter for a day, and then everybody would go back to work.
I don't think you grasp the gravity of the information I've shared.
Alright, we'll grasp this, dude. Just hung up on him. No more aliens. That's my new policy. No more aliens on the podcast. They're problematic. Even if they say they're woke, they're problematic. This drink doesn't have a table of contents. A table of contents of ingredients, also known as the nutrition facts. I can't figure out how much sugar is in it, but there's no information to that end. Whatever, I'll keep drinking that garbage. That's a famous Trump tweet when he talked shit about Coca-Cola. He's like, it's disgusting, but I'm gonna keep drinking it. It's like, man, go to bed. Like, what are you doing? Go to sleep. I think if Donald Trump got more than like 5 hours of sleep in one night, he would just be like, wait, what am I doing with my life? I don't know what my point is. I don't know. This is the part of the podcast where I just talk Trump, but only health-wise. It's a health checkup on Trump. And this week, yeah, looks bad in there, but he's still chugging along. So, do I want him to die? No, I don't. As fashionable as it seems, I can never find myself rooting for somebody to die. But it still seems like a cop-out, I guess. I would rather he experiences like a moment of self-awareness, like in an interaction with someone else where he's like, maybe I'm not normal. Like, I know that will never happen, but he'll never have that. He'll just never know what it's like to actually be at peace with yourself. Nobody who's at peace with themselves acts like that. I mean, children know that. It's kind of intuitively obvious. So, out of all of us, in a way, he has it the worst. The only ways in which he has it better is, more stuff. I have material stuff. That really doesn't count for anything. But to believe that it does is a hell of one's own making. Anyway, that was the Trump health checkup. If you have any problems with anything I said, just know that I haven't identified myself. I haven't said my name. For all you know, my name could be Tony, or it could be Robert, or it could be Bill. It could be Roger, it could be Dylan. Skleep Sklorp, or whatever his name was, Zeepzorp. It's ridiculous that aliens, presumably they're procreating, they're having children, a baby comes out of them, or it comes out of an egg or whatever, and they're like, I think his name should be Gleep Glorp. It's crazy that so many of them go with Gleep Glorp. It's kind of the Muhammad of aliens. And, I'm getting another call on the phone line. Hello?
Did you just say the Mohammed of aliens just now?
Yes, I did say that.
Simply by uttering these words, you have triggered 6 civil wars within our civilization.
Okay, I take it back. I don't care. I don't care about anything I say on here.
Good. And neither do your 0 listeners.
Okay. What do you mean? We're doing our best, man. Most of us are really trying to make this work. Why don't you help?
Our prime directive prohibits interaction with species that have yet to mothball their nuclear stockpiles.
That's such bullshit. Well, fuck the Galactic Federation.
Okay, of all the things you can't say that the most.
Alright, well anyway, I gotta talk to my friend, Mr. Von Lipstick.
I'm here.
Who is this? Who allowed this man in here?
Care to explain?
Oh. Yeah, basically what happened is my 7 young identical sons were doing experiments, and they told me to get into this pod they had built. They teleported me here, which I didn't want to do at first, but then they pointed this ray at me that made it so that I didn't really care either way. I don't know if it's related. The ray could have been for anything.
Why do you think they did that?
Honestly, I think they just wanted to get rid of me to carry out their plans on Earth.
And what would their plans on Earth be?
I don't know. They don't talk to me. They're always on their phones looking up, like, how to open a portal to allow aliens to invade Earth and, like, stuff like that. They're just, you know how raising kids is.
Yes, I have 8,000.
Yeah, see, this guy gets it. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you have a clock in the area, but if you could just do time check.
Time check?
Well, that ray maybe really did a number on your brain, huh?
Yeah, I just, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about time check or what that is.
It's 12:02 a.m.
Yeah, if that guy says it, it's probably true.
I guess this is my life now.
No, you don't have to live on an alien planet, man.
My Google Calendar is showing this was my week to be on.
All right, well that's the problem. I'm using iCal. You got to use iCal if you want to sync with me. You got to be on iCal. You
But I
can't use a
shared it
different.
with
You can't use
so
a
you
third
can
party.
see it.
You can't use it. No, they don't sync.
It's a shared calendar. It's a shared calendar.
They're supposed to sync with each other. They are.
Wow. What an interesting conversation. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I'm thinking about helping build the portal.
I know I'm your emergency contact, but I don't know if you losing your memory and being enslaved by aliens is an emergency. If you like it, like if you're happy about it. All right, well thanks to you both. Thank you so much. Maybe that'll be good for him. Maybe he needs a fresh start, you know? Anyway, what else is, what's going on? Other than the alien stuff, which I guess, you know, just keep an eye on the news if there's an alien invasion. Just a trending topic on Twitter. You know what else is a trending topic on Twitter? Hashtag faggot. Hashtag retarded. World War III. Then faggot and then retarded. Not a good place to go. But anyway, just to be factually accurate, I'll say, when I said Twitter, I meant X.com. Which, did you know Elon Musk actually sued the letter X? People who wanted to know more about the letter X could go there and learn all about it. Not anymore. Now you go there, you become racist. But luckily, we still have Y.com, which you can go to learn all about the letter Y. Let me type it in. Y.com. We're having trouble finding that site. Surely there's a W.com. No? What's going on here? Why don't the letters have any websites? A.com? Nope. This is actually kind of difficult to believe. There's no B.com. Look, at this point, you've probably accepted the reality that I'm going to go through every letter in the alphabet to figure out which letter has a website. I'm all the way up to E and there's nothing. F.com. Okay, G.com. We don't got it. I.com, come on. What? There's no I.com. J.com? You are out of your mind without it. Not having a J.com? L. There's got to be L.com. There's no L.com? M. Nope. Okay. O.com has to be a website. I typed it in. I haven't hit enter yet, but I'm putting everything on the line for this. If I'm wrong, you can ignore me for the rest of my mortal toil on this planet. And now I'm going to hit enter. No! Server not found! Alright. P.com? No, there's no P. Q. I don't know if it counts though because it actually auto-directs to quantumfiber.com. So they're trying to sell me internet even though I'm accessing their website using internet. It's like if a little man came out of your faucet and was like, hey, pay $10 more a month and get water premium. Anyway, is this how people get radicalized? They just put letters into their address bar in their browser? I mean, honestly, it's a good thing that that's what Q.com directed to, because there's definitely something worse it could have redirected to. What the hell is this shit? Why is stuff moving? I just got up and knocked a bunch of shit over. Yeah, this is the part of the podcast where I get up and I knock a bunch of stuff over. It's not one of the more popular segments, I'll admit. But, you know, our focus groups and our studies show that people like slice-of-life stuff like that. You know, sometimes I drop objects. That's something you and I have in common. Like, we both have to deal with gravity on a day-to-day basis. It's hard. It's like, why don't we just say, you know what? Maybe stuff should go up. Stuff should go up instead of down. Why not try something different? Or, I don't know, it could move in a different direction. Instead, it could go, like, east. So, I guess upon further reflection, down is where the stuff should go. Nobody wants to go down. Like, when you drop something and you have to bend down to the floor to get it, there's a part of you that's like, oh, I've entered the lower realms. The realm of the ants and centipedes and various bottom dwellers. I don't belong here. I'm a human being. My head is way up here. I actually think maybe a good way to humble people is to have them crawl around on the floor, to truly know adversity. I'll tell you one thing, I think it would affect your politics, for sure. The people who the bugs are voting for down there, you think it's bad up here. It's basically become a schism of flying bugs versus bugs that can't fly. The bugs with wings are asserting their authority by picking up the bugs who can't fly and just dropping them from a great height. Before you know it, there aren't going to be any non-flying bugs anymore. Look, I mean, it's great. Things are changing at a rapid pace. Well, anyway. Last night I caved. I ordered Domino's pizza. It's a new website I found. It's called domino's.com/order. I was just randomly typing in letters and I came across it. I think I've talked about this before, but it's kind of funny that Domino's was like, look, we fess up. Our pizza was the platonic concept of failure expressed in the form of bread, cheese, and sauce. Those were not pizza slices. They were nightmare triangles. They made life worse on Earth, but we've turned a new leaf, and we're ready to figure out how to make pizza taste good. And they did it. It's good. Oh, it's very... Holy shit, what? Who are you? Somebody just walked in the studio. Give him a mic. Mic him up.
It is I, Gargith. You know me. I came up previously, so now I'm part of the episode and I'm part of the show.
Gargoth, how did you get here?
The portal has been completed, but there was one problem.
What's the problem?
It's really small. So we can only send a guy in there at a time. And it takes a while.
It seems like a problem we can put off. We'll just wait until it becomes a major crisis. That's kind of our style. I don't know if you know anything about us.
We know much about you. We've watched The Office.
You've seen The Office? Is The Office all you know about humanity?
Take us to your Michael Scott.
Yeah, your intel gathering isn't great.
Oh. But The Simpsons is real, right?
Yes, The Simpsons, yeah, it was a documentary.
Take us to Homer, and thank you for helping us conquer the planet.
Yeah, no problem. I don't know why you need Homer Simpson to conquer the planet.
Okay, well, I gotta get going.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can leave now if you want. It's the end of the podcast. Anyway, yeah, that's a door. So the doorknob, oh, that's not gonna work with your claws. Can somebody help him open the door? I'm sorry. We gotta get better doors so that we gotta make this whole facility more alien accessible, just in case aliens want to get in. Anyway, this was the Purgatory Podcast, and it isn't anymore because it's about to end, and then it's gonna be just a memory, nothing more. It'll just be a shadow in your mind. Until next week. I'll see you then.